Alright, hello everyone. This is Rich, and I am back with Mr. Rich's 5 more of the worst films that I own. And today, we're looking at number 5. A film directed by the director of the best worst movie, Troll 2. And this is called Claudio Fragaso's Beyond Darkness, aka La Casa 5, aka Evil Dead 5. Released by Film Mirage, who not only released Troll 2, it released other sequels like Absurd, aka Anthropophagus 2, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, Interzone, and Ator 3, The Hobgoblin, which we all know is the unofficial sequel to Troll 2. So, out of all the Film Mirage movies I've seen out of the bunch that were listed on IMDb, the only one that was halfway decent was the film Stage Fright. Which isn't, if you ever see it, it's actually not too bad. Now, for the rundown, this movie has a 3.2 on IMDb and a very surprising 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a liked it. I don't know what that's all about. Now, what's this piece of shit about? Well, here goes the synopsis. Where are we at here? Well, Father George, played by Brandon Davin from Stage Fright, visits an inmate, Betty, who is on death row for murdering several children. Isn't that lovely? She claims not only that she murdered them, that she devoured their souls. I guess that's where an Evil Dead thing comes in. And she will take them to hell when she is executed. Father George believes that she is mentally ill and has a sense of curiosity about the existence of the devil, and gives him a Bible that before she leads away. And this Bible kinda looks like a Necronomicon, so I can yet again see why it's called Evil Dead 5, whatevers. And she pledges her allegiance to Amath. But what you see in the book is typically horned Satan type figure. I'll probably have a picture of it somewhere on here. After Betty is executed, Father George has this vision of all the condemned children in the side part where people watch the people get murdered. Yeah. And it's all filled with smoke and lights, and you're just wow, overdoing it much. Cut to what we assume are years to months later. Another man with a cloth, Father Peter, played by Gene Lee Brock from Metamorphosis, which I believe is another Film Mirage film. His wife Annie from one of the most unnecessary sequels ever, Friday 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, Barbara Bingham. And then you have the two children. Martin, played by the legendary Michael Stevenson from Troll 2, awesome, and Caroline, who I believe is her first part ever, played by Teresa F. Walker. They move into what looks like the house from Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, which I believe it is. And the film, and also the Film Mirage's production of Zombie 5 Killing Birds. The children's room in this giant house has this big black creepy swan in it called the Rocking Swan, as they coined it. Then you kind of get faded away in throughout the room, kind of like an Evil Dead type feel, to this closet door, and it's broken brick, where apparently there's a portal to the Beyond. The daughter is led to there by voices and whispers, these unknown sounds, and there's this supernatural wind blowing out and this light. And she's like, and her brother comes in, and she's like, she describes it as a hairdryer. She's like, it's kind of like when you go to the barber shop and they go zzzz. It's like, what, like a hairdryer? Anyways, at their first night at the house, the lights go out, the swan rocks on its own, and a ridiculous, ominous ghost wind rips Peter's Bible to shreds. And it deposits the image of the demon, the same demon that we saw in the beginning part, on the cover, the stereotypical horned demon. It is revealed that Father George, the one that put the crazy bitch from the beginning to death, I guess, or not to death, but gave her the last rites, in the beginning of the movie, is now become a ranting, tormented drunk, with visions of Betty and the children tormenting her. Meanwhile, yet another priest, played by Stephen Brown of Metamorphosis, informs Peter that the house is arranged for his family was a site of witch burnings centuries ago. So that means they got it for probably a pretty decent price. Gotta ask these things before you get sold on shit. So Satan decides this is the best place to put a portal to hell. That's why he puts it in the upstairs closet instead of in the basement, like in one of the Amityville films. I'll leave that question up to anyone who wants to give this one a second watch on why that is. Father Peter and his wife are determined that the witches who have started putting appearances in the house's doorway, and these witches, I gotta say, they don't look like witches. They're essentially in these like black, they're in like these black gowns with these black like things over their faces. Almost like if you see like an old woman who's at a funeral and they have like the veils over them. That's essentially supposed to be like a burnt witch ghost. I don't get it. They are essentially, those witches are after the children. George eventually steps up to confirm this and helped get the children back. That's essentially pretty much the story. Now, Beyond Darkness is one of those film mirage projects that's just bland. It's long and not good at all. It's fucking not good.